Hello there, my name is Em, and I would like to welcome you to this Nautical Twist episode. I'm actually really excited about this one because it's on a topic that I really like. But I hope you have if you brought your tea with you, then I'm gonna raise this to you and dive right in. So earlier today, I got in a conversation about books. And for me, this is a very exciting topic because I think as part of like growing up as a bit of an outcast, I really clung to books as an escape growing up, like as a kid, all through elementary school. And often I was picked up late from school. So I'd have a lot of extra time in the library to just go through the different shelves and find the next interesting thing. And I'd go through books pretty rapidly. Sometimes I would go through, I kid you not, I would go through like most of a chapter book a day sometimes. Just not all the time, but there were definitely times where I was doing that. And I don't know. And since then, I think even now, I still just have such an appreciation for the ability of fiction to take us anywhere. And it's still like that same, like, I think there's still like that kid mindset about just wanting to just drown completely in a great story. So it's still very much there. So I was talking with someone about how they choose their books, and they tend to not judge a book by its cover. But for me, and I only apply this to books, but I do judge a book by its cover, both the cover and the title. So I kid you not, typically when I'm going to the library, which under normal circumstances I like to go to quite often, I will, when I'm going through those fiction aisles and everything, I typically will, I literally am looking at titles. Like that's my first thought. It's just general titles, like not concerned about the author part, well, not too much. And just waiting for a title that pops. When I pull that book out, that cover needs to I think to some extent it matters. Now, if the title's interesting enough, that will have a stronger pull for me and can outshine the cover, and that's okay. But for me, it does matter because I feel like it's such an important thing on how you choose your title of your book and even the cover to match. I feel like it's such an important way, like to summarize your story correctly, because to be able to understand their underlying tone, if you don't have a good underlying theme to the book, I don't know. I don't know how, for me, I can't imagine that being too good of a read, but I definitely could absolutely 100% be wrong. But my method has been proven scientifically to work 75% of the time. Those aren't real statistics. I just want to say that. But it's done me well. Now that being said, even recently I was starting to read this book that had a very interesting cover and title, and I got pretty far into it, but then I stopped. And this has happened quite a bit before, where I'll start to read a book and like the title was so interesting, the beginning was interesting, or even the cover or the summary on the back is interesting, but or the inside flap, but it's just it didn't keep me as interested as the cover did. So I guess the cover definitely has let me down sometimes, but that doesn't happen quite often. Usually if the title was interesting enough to make me pull it off the shelf, a lot of times that's gone very well. So that's just how I like to choose a book. But I would like to know how you choose a book. Even if it's an audiobook and all of that, I know there's still some type of cover that's involved. So I'd like to know how do you go about choosing your next story? I know this can even apply to movies and different things like that. But I'd love to know your thoughts. I love to talk books and stories. So feel free to leave that down below. And I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow with another episode. You already know. But in the meantime, please be sure to stay safe and healthy. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.